Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be doing the very cool review of the Super 7 series, Conan the Barbarian movie figures from obviously the iconic and one of my favourite action stars, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Conan, obviously the classic, really good. Sort of medieval type film, Conan from the 80s. Really good, seen it many times. Obviously starring Arnie, very good. There's obviously been a few versions, but there's been a cartoon of Conan back in the day, and then obviously film. I don't know what come first. I don't know if it's a film or a cartoon, but anyway, this is obviously from film, and it's from obviously Super 7 series. There's the Funko reaction figures, obviously Super 7 and Ultimates type stuff. Now, they've done these, now these are the retro vintage style ones, where they've done them in the sort of the old style retro vintage figure kind of look, where there was a lot of these type of ones, mainly being like the Hasbro sort of wrestling figures, where they were sort of like that and kind of design, and that's what they've kind of done here. They've done the retro, but they've done a few different styles of Conan figures of Super 7. They've actually done action figures, but this one they decided to do retro vintage look, because of retro vintage in terms of collectors, it's become really popular over the years, and there's been a lot of these retro vintage ones that have come out, and yeah, they decided to do these as well, but they have got others in the collection from Super 7. And yeah, when I see that there was Conan figures, I thought I'm definitely going to add Conan, because obviously being a huge Arnie fan, got to add Conan. And yeah, when I looked at Conan before, they was quite expensive. I did pass on a few of them before, and I thought I'd come back to them at a later stage. But then I come back to them and I thought, do you know what? I thought it's time to add Conan to the collection, because there was one other I was going to get for a Super 7. It was like an action figure. I think it's the war paint one, and I thought I'd get that because it looked really good. But then there was a deal that seemed too good to pass on. Where there was a seller on eBay, I think he's got another one still available, that was selling these for 2 for 45 on eBay. And I think these are selling for about 35 on their own at the moment. So yeah, he was selling them for 45 for the pair. So I said I was going to get the action figure, which was about 45 or just over. I was going to get that, but then when I saw these, I thought, because I was actually sort of torn between which one to get. I didn't know if to get the original one, but the war paint looked just really fantastic. But then I thought, yeah, but you've got to really sort of have the original. So I was sort of torn, because I really like the war paint one. But then I thought, really want to try and get the actual original one. So I was sort of torn. So I had the option of getting either these 2 for the pair for 45, or the actual action figure, the war paint version. So I decided to get this because I thought it was just too good of a deal to pass. 2 figures for 45 when they're about 35 on their own. So I thought, saving 25 quid. So I thought, do you know what, when you get a deal like that, you've just got to buy it. So you've just got to bite the round off. So I thought, do you know what, I'm going to get it. So then I've got both. So I thought, yeah, it's a really good deal. He has actually got another one that we did have at the time, another pair of these for 45. So if anyone wants to have a look now, if you want these, go and try and grab them if you can. I think they are going down in value actually. I think there's a few of these going to 25. So I think it was 35 and then going down to 25. But either way, I've still saved money. I thought, yeah, it was a really good deal. Two figures for 45. And yeah, really, really good. There's another one that's in there. There's only three in this particular set. There's the Conan wall paint one I've got, and there's the bloody war paint Conan that looks alright from a glance, but when you look, it's sort of just blood that's just literally been chucked over it, just splattered across it, which really doesn't look that great when you look at it closely. From afar, it looks alright, but when you look at it closely, it just looks loads of dots of red on. It's kind of like the Funko Reaction Bloody versions, where they Bloody version is alright, but it doesn't really look that great because it just looks like it's just been someone's just literally got a paintbrush and just flicked loads of paint on it, which just doesn't look good. But yeah, really, really good. Super 7 Conan figures. So see, this is the original, or the sort of the original look from Conan the Barbarian. The detail is not great on these because obviously they're retro vintage kind of style look. The detail is not great, although on the other hand, the war paint one does look really, really good. We'll get to that in a minute. But on this, yeah, it doesn't really look like Arnie, but that's the head sculpt on it with a long hair. So he does have long hair in the movie, and then we've got that style pendant type jewellery that he has in the first thing. I think there's another necklace type thing that he has in the movie, but they've got that one there. You know, it kind of reminds me of the steering wheel on a ship, on a pirate ship. Kind of looks like it's like sort of a little mini sort of steering wheel on that. But yeah, there's obviously the big physique. It doesn't look that detail, but I think you should get the retro vintage ever kind of sort of like that. See the massive arms of Arnie, and detail definition of all his muscles and stuff. And then you've got the wrist thingamajigs, wristbands on both arms, and then you've got his massive sword that he uses in the first movie. You get that's the only accessory you get with each of these figures, just a sword. And then obviously those sort of creamy, what's colour that? Sort of creamy chrome sort of colour. I think it looks green on camera, but off camera it doesn't. Yeah. And then you've got the sort of, I think those boots seem to be the same colour as that. But I don't know if they're supposed to be brown. But then you get the ankle things that you get on the boots. I don't know if they're attached to the boots or if they're separate. I think you can get some that sort of goes over the boots, but I think some are attached. I've got no clue what ones they are. But yeah, so that's the basic, and then you've got the sort of I think belt, black belt that goes on the trousers. So that's it for that figure. Yeah, it's all right. I said, yeah, you're not going to get much accuracy or articulation really on this kind of figure. It's retro vintage kind of one, but it's quite basic. Arms up and down, the legs too as well. That's about it really. And it goes side to side. But no, obviously joints on the elbow or wrists or anything like that. But yeah, it was more of really just taking the deal because it just seemed worth it to getting two figures for 45, as opposed to sort of where it was, getting a figure because for the decency of it or the articulation or anything like that. It was mainly just getting it because I thought, you know, it was just seemed worth getting. And I just thought, to be honest, I just thought any Conan figures getting in the collection was just sort of worth getting at this stage. As I said, I might add more Conan figures. I may get a sort of a better one where it's sort of an actual proper action figure where it's got more accessories and different stuff. But these will do for now. As I said, only one accessory. But yeah, it's okay. Now, this one is slightly better, and I feel this is a really, really fantastic version of Conan the War Paint one. As I said, I was almost going to get an action figure that was the War Paint one. It looked super good. It looked better than this. But it's before I took this deal on this. If this deal hadn't been available, I certainly would have bought the action figure of this. But yeah, the War Paint one just looked really, really good. As I said, there's a few different versions of the War Paint one that look really, really good. It just looks really, really good. As far as I'm concerned, it just looks. It actually does look more accurate with the paint on the face. It just looks way, way better, and it just looks like he's just ready to go to war and just be absolutely brutal, absolutely showing no mercy. And I just think it just looks way, way better than the original. Yeah. So yeah, got the areas of the war paint on him. It looks just really, really good. I feel. Hair's pretty much the same as the other one. I don't know if it's a bit darker. Or is it the same? Might be the same. But yeah, the paint certainly looks rather good. Same necklace, same pendant as the other one. And then you've got the more wall paint on the chest that looks pretty good. And then you've got it on the arms as well. That looks cool. And then again, more wristbands with more wall paint on the hand. Again, same accessory as the other one, just a sword. Quite simple in terms of figure, just what you get, straightforward, just a figure with a one accessory. And again, slightly different on the other arm, the wall paint, which just looks pretty good. And again, the wristband and the paint on the arm. And then again on the back, with the wall paint that looks pretty good. I don't know if that's 100% from the movie. It does look like it's meant to be right, but I've got no clue. Didn't check, and I'm not sure if there's any scenes in it where you can sort of clearly see that. Maybe a case of looking at sort of like stills images on Google to see if that's right. But I'm not too bothered about that. I just think it looks really, really good as it is. I just think it looks really, really cool. I think it's just something, you've got Conan to have the wall paint version figure on display, that you've got like your 80s and 90s stuff, and then having the wall paint Conan's just going to look really, really good. Now you've got the trying to think what that bit's called. Kind of like the sort of a waist accessory. This part of it's cloth material that's around his torso. I can't think of what that's called. So it's like called torso sort of accessory, but that looks quite cool. And then he's got black trousers. Just seems to be straightforward black. And then you've got the boots that are definitely different to the original one, and they look really really good. Again with that style of the boots with that kind of like uh, ankle accessories, over the boots, which looks pretty nice. Yeah, I think it just looks really really good. The wall paint version, I do prefer it to the original. I just think, yeah, because the action figure of this looked really good, but even this, just the basic retro vintage one, looks quite good as well. Yeah, because I think when I'm going to have on display, I'm just going to have this one on display. I'm not going to have both, because first of all, it's from the same movie, which I'll try and avoid doing. I'll try and add stuff that's, if it's a sequel, add the first film, the second film, the third one, rather than having all the same, with the exception of the Terminator, which is supposed to be all the stuff. Um, but with this, I'm just going to have the war paint one because it looks way, way better. And I don't feel the need to have two on display. And I think just this, with the other stuff, it's going to look really, really good. And I'll say that, yeah, definitely add this if you're got the same sort of collection style as me. Uh, if you haven't got this, I'd definitely say get this if you can. But yeah, it's really, really good. Um, as I said, articulation is quite minimum. Accessory is just the sword, and yeah, it's just going to go pretty much just going to be standing there like this on display. The other thing is, if I can actually get him on display, it's one thing having enough room, and it's actually I'm just trying to see where he would actually go. I think he stands okay. So I don't think there's going to be an issue with him standing. That's what actually one good thing about the retro figures. I know a lot of people don't really like them, and I'm not a huge collector of the retro ones. I know a lot of people are, but you have to give it to them for at least they do stand up without any issues. As with a lot of figures, like the, the more better ones, like Necker, McFarlane, a lot of them don't actually stand up without there being an issue with them falling over. But you've got to hand it to them. It does actually, stands up with no issues at all. And I haven't even had to sort of position the legs in any way. It just stands there. So I think it's going to look, if I can find a place for it to stand up, it's going to look really nice. So guys, I think that's going to be it for this. I think I'm going to wrap it up. So I thought I'd show you and do a review. Been working extremely hard today, working and doing these reviews, but I do it just for the fun and to give you guys something to watch and enjoy, and hopefully I can encourage you guys to get some of these figures as well, because a lot of these ones that I do reviews I do recommend you getting, and I hope you guys can build up a collection like mine as well. And it is a lot of it is a lot of fun collecting, and I would encourage a lot of people to do it. And it certainly does help when you suffer from depression and have addictions and different things. It certainly does help you with those kind of things. If you've got a lot of stuff, bad things going on in your life, and yeah, it certainly does help with that. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you found it fun and enjoyable as I try and make these fun as I can. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So, take care. Bye for now. See you soon. Thanks for watching.